What's up, everybody? It's Jackson from ActionJacksonFitness.com, and today we're going to talk about the intersection of strategy and consistency. So if you're somebody who wants to get results, but wants to get fast results, you want dramatic results and you want them fast as hell, you're going to love today's video because that's exactly what we're going to talk about. We're talking about how to get results, but then how to get them very, very quickly, okay? Because nothing will stall your progress faster than putting in consistent effort and not getting the results that you want. So that's what we're going to talk about today, okay? Now, when I was personal training in San Francisco, I built a reputation for getting clients results. But not only getting clients results, I built a reputation for getting clients quick results, dramatic results very, very quickly. Okay, we can point to several examples. My client Michael, who lost 25 pounds, who lost 11% body fat, went from no pack to six pack in only 10 weeks. My client Lane, who lost 10% body fat, added 5 pounds of lean muscle mass and did that in only 17 weeks. Okay, again, a no pack to six pack transformation. My client Brian, who lost 6% body fat and then added on 8 pounds of muscle in only 10 weeks, okay? My client Chris, who lost 5% body fat, and again, no pack to six pack in only 8 weeks. So multiple examples of guys getting results, but getting dramatic results very, very, very quickly, okay? And the reason they were able to make such dramatic transformations, the reason they were able to look like different people in the span of 8, 10, 12, 16, 17 weeks, and the reason they were able to go from being frustrated, struggling, and running around chasing their tail to making this insane, dramatic progress, this unbelievable progress in such a short amount of time is because of the intersection of strategy and consistency. That's what they were able to master with my help. So let's talk about that today. We have the first thing, which is strategy. So right now, if you're somebody who's going to the gym consistently even, and you're just not seeing the results that you want, okay? Now, when you first get started, if you're a brand new beginner, if you're just getting started in the gym, just going alone, just literally putting in some effort and going consistently can get you results. That can happen in the very beginning, right? You can start losing weight just by getting out and walking. You can start building muscle by just showing up and moving some weights around. Okay, but if you want to make a dramatic improvement in your life, you want to make a dramatic change in your body, if you want to look like a different person in the span of a number of weeks, okay, you need the right strategy because as you advance, as you become more of an intermediate lifter, as you get to even more an advanced lifter, it no longer becomes just about showing up. You can't just show up and do anything anymore and get results, okay? There's no more beginner's luck. Beginner's luck is out of the equation all of a sudden. Now you have to master strategy. You need to have the right strategy in place. So if you're somebody who's showing up to the gym consistently and you're not getting the results that you want, I urge you, I beg you, to examine your strategy. What strategy are you currently using to hit your end goal? Whether your goal is to lose body fat, whether your goal is to build muscle mass, or whether your goal is to do a combination of the two, which is burn fat and add on muscle mass, like so many of us guys out there want to do. Okay? So examine your strategy. What strategy are you using? Because my guess is that your strategy, either you don't have a strategy, you're just showing up and doing whatever, or the strategy you're using isn't working any longer. It's not working because you've been doing it for too long, or it's not working because it's not married to consistency. So let's work our way now right into consistency. So the strategy is the one thing. That's separate here, okay? So we have strategy. Now that that's in place, let's move over to consistency. And that's where we need to intersect. That's where we need to meet those two head on so they can synergistically work together. Strategy, okay, we have that. Now consistency, okay? Because you can have the right strategy, but without consistent effort, it doesn't matter either. So let's talk again about consistency. Consistency, again, can get you results in the beginning. If you're just getting started, just showing up can do it. Just showing up and moving things around, just showing up and moving your body can get you results. But then as you become more of an intermediate lifter, as you become more of an advanced lifter, or if you want dramatic results very fast, you need to marry that strategy, the right strategy, with the consistent effort, okay? And when I say consistent effort, I mean showing up and actually giving it your all when you're there. I don't mean just showing up and going through the motions. I mean showing up, getting focused, getting intensity in the gym, and busting your ass, sweating, pushing yourself, hitting your limits, okay? Pushing your comfort zones, pushing those boundaries in the gym. That's what I mean by consistent effort. I don't mean just showing up and going through the motions. You gotta put in the effort. You gotta put in the sweat equity. You gotta bust your ass when you're there. Now, when you marry the right strategy to the consistent effort, what you will see is dramatic results beyond your wildest dreams. What you will see is an incredible change in not only physique, but your mentality, your mental toughness, your ability to go beyond and accomplish things that you never thought were possible. That's what happens when you marry strategy to consistent effort, okay? But it takes both. So, if you're not getting the results that you're after, I want you to first examine your strategy. See if that's it. Is the strategy that I'm using not effective anymore because I've been doing it for too long? Or it's just not aligned well to my goals, right? For example, if you're trying to lose body fat and you're trying to reduce your body fat, going to the gym and doing simple single sets is probably not the best strategy for you. Conversely, if you're like an ectomorph, if you're a skinny guy and you're trying to add on muscle mass, and you're trying to get big, and you are not, and you're using weightlifting circuits, for example, you're doing full body circuits, metabolic resistance training, you're doing 4 or 5 exercises in a row at minimal rest periods, well, of course, that's not the right strategy. That's not going to get you the results that you want. So first look at your strategy, examine that, see, do I have the right strategy? Have I been using the same strategy for too long? Is the strategy aligned to my goals? Make sure that's in place. And then the next thing I want you to examine your consistent effort. Am I hitting the gym consistently 3-4 days a week? If you're not hitting the gym at least 3 days a week, you are not consistent enough. I'm going to tell you that right now. If you're not going at least 3 days a week, and you don't need to go more than that, 3 days is enough to get dramatic results. The clients that I talked about earlier, the guys that lost incredible amounts of body fat, who gained lean muscle mass, who went from no pack to six pack, those guys were only working out 3-4 times a week. They weren't doing any more than that. So that's all you need to do is 3 to 4 times a week. But you must do at least 3 times a week. If you're not doing at least 3 times a week, you're not working hard enough and consistent enough, okay? If you're doing 1 day a week, if you're doing 2 days a week, if you're doing occasionally 3, but more often it's 2, not enough. You got to hit 3 consistently no matter what, no matter what. So put those workouts on your schedule, block that time off, and protect it like you would any other social event. Protect it like you would any important meeting that you have. Okay? So you need to be going at least 3 times a week, if not 4 times a week. You don't need to do more than that, like I said. Make sure you're doing that consistently, and you're putting in the effort consistently. You're not just showing up 3 days a week or 4 days a week. You're putting in intense effort. So if you are showing up 3-4 days a week, the next thing I want you to look at is that effort. Are you putting in the effort in the gym? Are you pushing yourself? Are you hitting your limits? Are you sweating your butt off? Do you feel your heart beating when you're working out? If you're not reaching a point of discomfort when you're in the gym, if you don't feel uncomfortable at any point during your workouts, I got news for you. You're not working hard enough. You're not working intense enough, and you're not pushing your boundaries to a point where you're going to actually create change and make dramatic growth possible. Whether it's dramatic growth in terms of fat loss or dramatic growth in terms of muscle gain. Okay, so those are the areas that you need to examine. Right there. That's the process you need to go through if you're not getting the results that you want. And that's how you're going to understand and know if you're marrying the right strategy to the right consistent effort. But I have a caveat. I know we made it this far, and now I'm going to tell you we have a caveat. What? But here it is. There's one thing, one underlying principle, the engine that drives all this, that makes all this possible. There is one thing I did not tell you about. And guess what? I'm going to tell you about that thing in tomorrow's video. We're not going to go there. We're going to cover one thing today, and I'll cover another thing tomorrow, and it's going to be the underlying principle, the driver, the engine, if you will, the thing that makes all this possible, okay? Because without this one thing, none of this works. The strategy, the consistent effort, none of this works without this one thing that we will talk about in tomorrow's video. So, I'm Jackson from ActionJacksonFitness.com. I hope you enjoyed this video on strategy and consistency. If you know anybody out there who's not getting the results that they want, who's struggling in their program, who's struggling to make a transformation, who wants to change their body, wants to change their life, but just isn't working for them. They're going to the gym, they're doing it, they're putting in effort, and they're not seeing the results. You need to share this video with them. You have a moral obligation to do so. And if you're watching this video and you're not getting the results that you need, I want you to sit down and I want you to examine what you're doing. Examine your strategy. Rewind this video. Go back and listen to what I said about strategy. Examine your strategy. Then examine your consistent effort and see if you have those things aligned. And if you don't, well, then I want you to make some changes. But I also want you to watch tomorrow's video so you can find out exactly what the underlying principle, the driver, the engine is behind all this that makes all this work. Because like I said, without that, it doesn't matter what your strategy is. It doesn't matter what your effort level is. So until tomorrow, I'm Jackson from ActionJacksonFitness.com. Thanks for watching.